You're now listening to reformradio.co.uk.
Reform Radio.
What about sunrise? What about rain? What about all the things that you said we were to gain? What about killing fears? Is there a time? What about all the things that you said was yours and mine? Did you ever stop to notice all the blood we've shed before? Did you ever stop to notice this crying earth, this weeping shore? What about flowering fields? Is there a time? What about all the dreams that you said was yours and mine? Did you ever stop to notice all the children dead from war? Did you ever stop to notice this crying earth, this weeping shore?
Yes, yes, yes. hello and good afternoon. You are locked in to Reform Radio. Yes, we're back and we're better. It's been an absolute minute since we've been on the airwaves, but we are so looking forward to today's show. It is Earth Day. Yes, it is. And we have been bringing through lots of amazing guests for you to listen to what they have to say, what is going on in your community. You need to stay locked to find out. We've got some amazing guests coming up. One of them is Alex from Feel the Rhythm in Pocket Park, MossSide. So if you are involved, or if you're not, make sure you get involved. You can listen to all of what it's about very, very shortly. So make sure you stay tuned. You're locked in to Reform Radio with myself, Lucy Harvey.
Day. It is Sarah Louise. My mic was not turned on, but here I am now. It's Earth Day and we're here for it. We're absolutely here for it. We've got so many good interviews on the way. And we've got a lot of good things to share with you about what's going on in the community.
Yes, we absolutely have. But first, we're going to get into it with someone who makes music in this local area. Someone who, if you have listened to our show before, Working It Wednesdays, then you will know I have played this track before. It is none other than El Zico. So get involved with today's show. You can chat with us on our website, reformradio.co.uk. Yes, don't go anywhere, stay locked and enjoy.
You do it for love. Promise you won't quit on me when times get See the free. What you won't do, you do it for love. Promise you won't quit on me when times get tough. You know I hold you down through the smooth and the rough. And I ain't said the words, but she calling my bluff. What you won't do, you do it for love. Promise you won't quit on me when times get tough. You know I hold you down through the smooth and the rough. And I ain't said the words, but she calling my bluff. Good nigga from the back blocks. Bedroom bully with the back shots. I ain't really fussy if the back's soft. Raise amongst the crack pots. I like my chicks golden like my wristwatch. Trying to hit the jackpot. I found a diamond in this money dirt. The rap sheet's kinda light so I can make it work. All my old things be trying to make it twerk. And they ain't even good, man, they should go to work. I got a thing for curly hair and pearly white smiles. Strong body work so she can do the miles. And if she carrying the bundle, then she's worthwhile. I just hit it, then I split, she don't pass the trial. Hair pulling and all slapping, I'm old fashioned. And I ain't dancing when I'm rapping, this is cold passion. A real nasty bitch, no, I love that shit. The time to look me in the eye when I deliver this. Man, it's very own gallus from day dot one. I be on my third chick when ain't had one. Your chick will know about me, I'm not done. And if they start acting up, then I just get that gun. What you won't do, you do it for love. Promise you won't quit on me when times get tough. You know I hold you down through the smooth and the rough. And I ain't said the words, but she calling my bluff. What you won't do, you do it for love. Promise you won't quit on me when times get tough. You know I hold you down through the smooth and the rough. And I ain't said the words, but she calling my bluff. I love a freaky boo, caramel skin, I wanna eat the boo. 9 inches for a cheeky boo. Don't give me lick, lick the tip. I hope I fit. Got me missing shows on Netflix. I ain't ever been the average dude. Now my latest chick, she ain't got the average figure. I just had to pick her. She a cutie, and when I take her out, she be jumping up and down in the mirror, struggling to make her jeans fit her. Unbelievable scenes. Looking back, I wish I met this chick in her teens. Look up to the Lord like, oh please, I hope this works out. Cause I done took enough else for the team. Oh I'm feeling lean off this opium juice. We be warring in the bed till she asks for a truce. All hell breaks loose. Let her jaw know I'm ruling the roost. Show you I can make love in the booth. What you won't do, you do it for love. Promise you won't quit on me when times get tough. You know I hold you down through the smooth and the rough. And I ain't said the words, but she calling my bluff. What you won't do, you do it for love. Promise you won't quit on me when times get tough. You know I hold you down through the smooth and the rough. And I ain't said the words, but she calling my bluff.
Yes, yes. Welcome back, welcome back. You're locked in to Reform Radio with myself, Lucy Harvey, and the lovely
Sarah Louise.
Hey, I feel like we've got that mellow vibe so ready for us to have a brilliant chat on just the whole of the show. So if you're locked in right now, don't go anywhere because we've got some great chat coming up. Today's show has got a lot in it, has it not, Sarah?
It's got a lot in it. We've got some great people on the show who we're going to speak to very soon. So, like you say, don't go anywhere because you don't want to miss this.
You don't. We've got Jade and Raf.
We have got Jade and Raf from MSV Housing Group on some of the projects that they've been supporting. We'll be hearing from the wonderful Michelle about the incredible Brotherhood project, and Anne Tucker will speak about the alleyway greening projects that she's involved with as well.
Yes, and you can get involved with us through the website reformradio.co.uk and have your say. So that's what we want. We want you guys to have your say. This is your community, and there's a huge amount of money that they're about to spend and they're willing to spend, but you can have your say with how it gets spent. But we're going to be speaking to somebody now who is the lovely Alex Kendall from Feel the Rhythm Pocket Park MossSide. Alex, welcome to our studio.
Hiya, how's it going? And happy Earth Day.
Happy Earth Day.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Alex, please, for anyone who is listening, give us a little bit of background of who you are and what you do and how have you got involved in Feel the Rhythm? Like, how was it created?
Yeah, for sure. So my name is Alex Kendall. I work as a sustainability architect and I live in MossSide, and I've lived there for like 10 years now, I think. And I basically got involved with MossSide Eco Squad originally back in COVID days, back in 2020. We were doing litter picks and things like that. And in the process of doing that, we discovered the Feel the Rhythm Pocket Park. And at the time, it was kind of an abandoned bit of green space in MossSide that kind of needed a bit of love. It had a bit of litter and it had a bit of loitering and stuff like that, and we adopted it. We found out the council owned it and kind of set up an agreement where we maintained it, and now we run event days there. We do planting, doing like vegetable planting, flower planting, and I kind of get involved with doing lots of like the woodwork projects and building rainwater harvesters and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, this is so interesting for me. Like, I absolutely love when we see community come together through, workmanship within the community, the gardens, creating food produce, like how important this is.
Yeah.
And, we are seeing it happen, Alex. There are brands that are listing ingredients very clear on the front, 3 ingredients, 4 ingredients, and this is key to us understanding what it is that we're doing for our bodies and what effect does this have on our mental health and the longevity of life, even from one borough to another. What is the difference in that, and how do these green spaces affect us? So what is it that made you want to get into this first and foremost, in terms of, how did you want to get involved in your local community?
Well, there's loads of different sides to it. Like I say, I kind of work in sustainability, so I care about the environment a lot, and I do a lot of environmental causes. But for me, I kind of I've lived in MossSide for a while, and I've kind of noticed maybe it has a bit of a bad reputation, whereas in my view, MossSide is absolutely lovely. Everyone who I know in the area is super, super friendly, and it was just through getting to know people like Hafsa, who was on earlier, and different people in the community that I realised that it was really vibrant, and I just wanted to work with that and sort of build some pride in the area and just get to know people. So I found that really beneficial.
So did you start to get to know people when you were a part of the MossSide Eco Squad?
Yeah. You just meet people on litter picks, and you start to get to know some of the main faces who are organising, and starting to see how they're operating and how they're managing to make a difference. Because it can be hard to get into. You think, oh, I've got all this energy to do gardening, and I've got all this energy to kind of do some positive activism or make some change, and you haven't really got an avenue to find it.
Do you know what? How brilliant that you've just stumbled upon that, Sarah. What was it like? We went out into the community on one of the evenings last week, and to be able to talk to people in the community about, I was really keen to see, where do you look? if you want to get involved in this stuff, how can you find it with ease? And the common answer was, well, we don't really know. There's a notice board at the entrance of Alexandra Park, but there's no one wholesome place where they know to look. And it's not to say that information isn't there, because the information a lot of the time is very much there. It's just, how does it get to the audience all the time? So how have you found it in terms of getting other people to get involved in your projects? And
I think you're so right, because like you can so quickly end up just being a social media manager, and you're just suddenly just like trying to promote the park and thinking about algorithms and all this stuff. Luckily my partner does a lot of the social media and does a really good job of like promoting it, but you have to keep active, engaging with other groups, finding them, coming up with posts to put out, and keeping it engaging. And yeah, that can be really tough. I think for us, it's also important to identify that a lot of the residents maybe aren't on social media or don't even have like smartphones and stuff like that. And like, we don't want to leave them out of it. So we physically put posters in the park to make sure people can see it. And I mean, lots of the people who come to the park are kids who obviously don't have phones and stuff like that much. So like, how are they going to know, apart from bumping into me at the bus stop?
And I think, you know, I mean, personal opinion, but I think kids are the best ones to get involved, Alex, because you know what? They fear no judgment. They are really keen to make new friends, and they don't mind saying hello to everybody, even if they're young and they're and maybe have a taste for mud. You know, they're still getting involved. Don't eat that when they're really little. Like, it can be so much fun for them, and just helping them understand, especially when it comes to growing food and growing your own produce. Like, you can make this. You can plant this seed. You can let this grow, and you can come and visit this with your family. Like, I love the fact that you know, they're going to do these metre wide like grass plants all around, you know, in order to allow people to come forward. We'll give you some more details on that very shortly.
Oh, interesting.
Yes, but in terms of other projects that you've got involved in the community and stuff like that, do you feel like you've been involved in many others? Do you think it's diverse in terms of its offering of things to do, or would we really love more community members to come forward and actually tell us what it is that they want?
It's an interesting question, and we come into contact with lots of different groups. Like, we work with charities, we work with the university, because you get sort of, especially like architecture students and people like that, wanting to do development projects. So you kind of interact with lots of different groups, and you know, a litter pick is a great way to get a business or lots of just people who might pick up on it on social media to get involved. So that's always been the one that we do a lot. You know, there's loads of different ways to get into environmental activism and stuff like that. So, but it can be hard to access. What was your second question? Sorry.
What was my second question?
There's a lot in the question, so it's like it's unpicking it all, isn't there?
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry, because I just jabber on and I get excited about it, don't I? My question was like, how difficult do you find it to engage people? And then obviously my other question was like, how many people do you generally have you know, coming to the groups or to the sessions?
I think that, you know, it fluctuates. You might have a day where, like the other day, we had more than a dozen people, like quite a large number of people turn up, and in the past we've had up to like 30 or 30 plus, but sometimes we'll have like 4 or 5, and that could be a really good session in itself, because you can spend more time with each person, sort of give them some learning or make them feel more engaged. I think you can definitely get people who'll come dribs and drabs here and there. You know, people have a good motivation to do it, but everyone's got way more going on in their life. They've got jobs, they've got health, they've got all these different things. You know, recently I've been really ill, so I haven't been able to work on the park, and you just have to kind of be resilient to people's capacities, and the fact that that's always changing. Because
it's volunteers. It's a volunteer's role, and that means that there isn't actually an obligation to turn up. And you are we are hoping that the community is fueled on passion and, you know, the keen eye to make their environment a nice space to walk through and that kind of thing. In terms of challenges that you think you might have faced as like as a group, or things that you may have not even overcome yet, but you will. You know, could you share any of those with us? Sure. Or, you know, I think from our perspective, we kind of had a few chats with a couple of different people in the area, and you know, one thing was predominant was like the tipping, and is the tip accessible? What's the closest tip? Is it affordable to get rid of rubbish these days? You know, how difficult do we make it when we're on such a budget as it is? Like, could we be doing more to support people in our community that maybe struggle with that? Are there elderly people that we could support more? And, you know, like you've just said and made reference to, not everybody has social media. And an online resource or a device, especially a lot of the elderly, and they're quite happy with that. You know, we're not trying to make them change. Let them be however they want to be in terms of how they want to receive information. You know, what challenges do you face?
So, I would say the park is super fun, but you need to be a bit resilient to certain things. Like, as you say, fly tipping is a thing, littering is a thing, bits of vandalism do happen, have a bit of like someone breaking into your shed or something like that. And that's all just part of it, because it's a public space and you need to just be kind of open to being quite lighthearted about it. We always sort of have a joke about it. You know, recently in the park, someone left a locked safe. We just sort of, where's that come from? What is the story there? You know, you kind of have to just roll with it and see what happens. But like, because it's a public space, you have to be ready for that. And sort of, I think our strategy is to make everything we build pretty resilient. And I spend a lot of time making sure all of our infrastructure, like our planters and stuff, is really, really tough. In terms of getting people to stop fly tipping, I think there's not nearly enough sort of bin cycles, people like collecting all the litter in our area. We know we're constantly speaking to the council about collecting, because we do loads of litter picks and we gather up all this fly tip stuff and we'll basically leave it just outside the park and then notify them, and they do come and pick it up, but I think the frequency of that is not sufficient. And like, if you speak to the bin men, I've spoken to the guys who are doing the collections, and I feel like even they're like they're doing a great job, but they're just stretched so thin. They're coming so infrequently that it's just hard to get on top of. And I think nowadays we've spent a long time, a few years, litter picking the park, and it's starting to get to the point where people are used to it being clean and used to it being tidy, and they kind of realize, we don't have to, like, things could be tidy, things could be clean, and like you can't just like throw litter around. You want to maintain these spaces. It's so nice when it's like clean and looking good, kind of thing. So there's a bit of like changing perceptions, I guess.
You know, I think it's really nice, going back to what you were saying before about the fact that, you know, you're bringing people together and it's all about, you know, the community and having a nice space to, you know, be in, just to even visit, whether you're from the area or out of the area. Obviously, some of the people that me and Lucy were speaking to were so like passionate about, they were from MossSide, and they were saying, you know, they were so grateful that we'd actually gone over to them and spoke to them, and they said, you know, we wish we had this a bit more. We wish that people would be a bit more, you know, interested in striking a conversation with them. And that is something that they wanted to. They seemed like they were really for getting involved with things, but again, they didn't really know how to go about it or what was going on within the area. And they've lived there all their life. So like you say, I think if we can find a way to get that out there a bit more, that would definitely be beneficial for the people in the area.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's consistency to some degree. Like, as I say, people are ebbing and flowing and having lots of things going on, but like you need to have this consistency through, and that's what we've really tried to push, is just like keeping posting, having planting days regularly, and like it is work, but it's not so difficult. Like, once you get started and get flowing with it, it's actually quite easy to fit that with. Everyone's got super busy lives. My life is, there's a lot going on kind of thing, but you can find ways once you get a setup and have like your posting strategy or your way of setting up notifications for everyone to see, it can become quite easy to cycle through it.
Yeah.
But consistency is so important,
I think one thing as well is like, you know, when you create something that's not doesn't have to be so much day specific. Like, people remember we all get together on the last Wednesday of every month.
Yeah.
You know, like, we all do this on the last Friday of the weekend. You know, the last weekend of each month it's kind of set out. People like pattern.
Yeah.
You know, they like to be able to know that they can. There's no pressure to come all the time, but they can come and touch base and that kind of thing. And one of the things I'd love to ask is, what effect do you think this has in terms of Feel the Rhythm and Pocket Parking itself? What effect do you think this has on its community in terms of its health and its well-being?
Well, I think, you know, a lot of the houses in the area, you've got basically no garden space.
Yes.
You've got like just concrete slab, no grass kind of thing, and not much opportunity for doing growing. And I think it provides an opportunity for everyone to come together and have a bigger idea of what they want to do. You can really look at the park as a project, and you know, residents have said, oh, we want to do carrots this year, so that's what we're doing. We're doing carrots. They had that idea, and that's what we've pushed with. And similarly, I remember a kid at the park asked to do strawberries, so that became the project for the year. So you can kind of see this as, maybe it's not specifically your park, it's everyone's park, but you can really put your stamp on it and define the space as something you want it to be.
Yeah.
I think also, from my point of view, it's all about learning how to grow certain vegetables and how to keep a space maintained, and what works well and what doesn't work so well, and evolving as you go forward. So education's really important, I think.
Yeah, of course it is. And like you say, even just teaching the younger people how to do simple things like growing some tomatoes, growing some strawberries, or, you know, that's all transferable skills that they can take with them. And like you say, it does give them something to be a part of, and it is so nice to have a good space. It's so important to have a green space to actually be able to go and visit. You know, after a long day in work, you want to be able to, or, you know, a long day in school, or whatever it is that your day looks like. It's so important to be able to go out there and just have a walk in the park. Like, you take it for granted sometimes, especially when you've got so many within your area. I'm quite lucky where I live because I've got quite a few that I can choose from. But like you say, within MossSide, it's not always something that is as accessible. And the two women that we spoke to, remember, with the other male, I can't remember their names now. They literally. Yeah, Jules. Yeah, because
Jules, Elaine, and Chris. Oh, come on!
I couldn't remember one of the names. How bad is that?
And I'm really bad at remembering names.
I couldn't remember one of the names. I remember the faces though. I could point them out. But yeah, they were saying that they'd only came there on that day solely just to walk around the park. Like they said, they haven't got a garden. They haven't really got anything on their road. But they did say that they had a little WhatsApp group for their alley,
for their little community, which was
yeah.
nice to hear. You know, like it's nice that people are trying to do that.
Yeah.
Alex,
go ahead.
It's been absolutely amazing having you.
It has.
My last question for you would be, I'll ask two questions because obviously I'm like that. Do you know what I mean? Greedy. Want more information? Sorry.
Go for it.
It is. How do you envision a greener future for our neighbourhood?
Wow.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And the other question is, what can people do to help create better, greener, cleaner spaces within their community?
Yeah, I think as we go, like, a greener future, I think there needs to be more priority towards like pedestrian flows and people having a real consideration for clean air and stuff like that. Like, we don't appreciate just how much the pollution in the city and stuff like that affects people's health, and the ability to just travel around the city and not feel sort of under the threat of cars or feel like you're in a scary environment. It sort of stops a lot of people who otherwise would be able to move more freely. You know, like I've recently had a process where I've kind of lost my mobility, I've become disabled, and like you start to really appreciate how difficult it is in Manchester to kind of get about, and the road surfaces and stuff like that. Like, the city needs to be more walkable, more green and people need to have more
Yeah.
access for sure.
I can agree with that. Being in the background, working with people with disabilities, the pavements, like, we just need to work on a few things. But Rome wasn't built in a day, and we all need to get behind projects like yours in order to see change happen. Like, you know, as Michael says, starts with the man in the mirror.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to make that change. Right, sorry.
One little change at a time.
One little change at a time. So for anyone listening and anyone who wants to get involved, where can they find you? Drop all of your social handles and tell them where to go, or if you've got a number that you can share of WhatsApp or anything like that, feel free.
So we're on Carnforth Street in MossSide, so you can come down to the park and we always have our information at the park if you happen to be really, really local. But we also have Instagram and Facebook, and that is FTR Park MossSide, you know, all one word. I'll make sure that that's given over to you guys so that you can post it. But we're on Instagram and Facebook, and we have a WhatsApp group. And,
Fabulous.
You can join that, and come get involved because you're very welcome.
So you will be able to find all of that information over on our stories over at Reform Radio, across all socials, and over on our website as well. There is definitely going to be more information for you to get involved in different projects, so make sure you go check it out because there is a plethora of information over there. Love that word, plethora of information. Let me say it properly now. Anyway, guys, thank you so much, Alex. We've absolutely loved having you. Thank you so much for coming and joining us here at Reform Radio for Earth Day. So if you've been inspired by Alex and you want to start your own project, then as a Manchester resident, you can apply for your neighbourhood fund. There are grants of up to £5,000 for community-led activities that bring local residents together to solve problems, celebrate diversity, draw on community knowledge, and make the most out of the new opportunities in the area. Just Google Your Neighbourhood Fund MCR, or we'll post links on our website and socials following this broadcast. And remember, you can listen back. Now we're going to get into a track now and a little bit of music, because as we were talking about growing and fruit and all that kind of thing, this song just came to mind and it was here for me. It's Strawberry, and if you know it and you're old school, shout outs to you guys. I hope you're having a great day. Happy Earth Day to you. You're locked into Reform Radio with myself, Lucy Harvey,
and me, Sarah Louise.
You know what? Why is it that sometimes you could be so better, then you could be so sweet? You know, you just really want to just, all night long, you know what I'm saying? Like a strawberry. It's like strawberries. You like my strawberries. Yeah. Sometimes you're better, sometimes you're sweet. I feel the same way about you and me, like strawberries. You like my strawberries. Sometimes you're better, sometimes you're sweet. I feel the same way about you and me. You're taking me through changes, 'cause you know I'll do anything for you. Couldn't stop it if I wanted to. So I'm giving up which way my heart is gonna go. I got something so good make me feel so bad. Sometimes I wish I never had. It's like strawberries. You like my strawberries. Yeah. Sometimes you're better, sometimes you're sweet. I feel the same way about you and me, like strawberries. You like my strawberries. Sometimes you're better, sometimes you're sweet. I feel the same way about you and me. Like I need to feel that there's a love that's real, 'cause I'm all confused and hurt inside, and I feel so bad I wanna cry. Tried everything just to please my love. Said I'll get on my knees each and every night, and I pray you'll bring us back to life. It's like strawberries. 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 Oh, sometimes you're better, sometimes you're sweet. I feel the same way about you and me, like strawberries. 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 Oh, sometimes you're
I think you're the one I'm waiting on. Yeah, I'm trying to see you later on. I hope that you don't make it long. There ain't no peas you need to take along. With all that work that you've been taking on, I hope that you can stay for one. I'm trying to get to know you over time. Why you taking so much overtime? Let me tap into your sober mind. I break the rules and I toe the line. Oh, you're hung up on your ex, I'm fully over mine. So baby, what you telling me? We've both been sipping on that Hennessy. I've been picking up your energies. They match the signals you've been sending me. This ain't no dream that you've been selling me, but I won't get ahead of me. Hand on your thigh if you need a reply. I won't lie, you got something that I wanna see. Hand on my heart, from the start I knew I'd be with a star. So baby, tell me what's it gonna be. I wouldn't say this if I wasn't sure. I know I want it, but you want it more. Furthermore, you want it. What if I told you I want nothing more? I shut my shop because I wanna score. All's fair in love and war.
All's fair in love and war with me. So maybe you should talk to me, girl. Cause I can't give you all of me, all of me. Let me tell you what I'm thinking. Walking past you, locking eyes, I felt an inkling that you be on my level. I'm playing with the devil, cause I'm supposed to mind my own. I see you clocking both my phones, so here we go. I'm an energy man, I feel you through your tone. I don't know if you should throw a dog a bone. I assume you're trying to build a happy home, and so you should. I can't promise I'm that guy, but I promise I'll you good, excuse my French. I'm avoiding trying to make this convo tense, but I feel you needed lifting like a bench, and so you good, I wish you would, My intentions ain't to hurt you, but I could. Even if I kept it real, 100. You could have the best summer with me. With the world so black and white, you feel the colour in me. The coulda, shoulda, wouldas with me. Do you wanna take this risk, or maybe I should set you free? All is fair in love and war. I'm just trying to keep it honest, cause I'm due to go on tour. Hey, you probably walked this walk before. All is fair in love and war. All's fair in love and war with me. So maybe you should talk to me, girl. Cause I can't give you all of me, all of me.
You can listen back to all our shows on reformradio.co.uk.
With my chest and with my backbone, I wanna see your back blown. I'm just only stating facts though. Your back's fat like my stack.
Yes, yes, yes. Welcome back. Welcome back. You are locked in to Reform Radio. Are you enjoying the vibes? And are you enjoying the chat? Because the chat has been absolutely brilliant. If you're listening in your car and you can no longer get out because you're so involved in the conversation, you're invested and we're here for it. Yeah? Reform Radio are here for the investment of the knowledge that we're bringing to the airwaves, trying to keep all of you guys in the community fully informed. And that is exactly what we're doing today. I love it. We've been here. We've just had Alex on previously talking about all of the Feel the Rhythm at Pocket Park. I feel like it's a bit of a tongue twister, Sarah. Do you know what I mean? But now we
are joined here with Raf and Sophie. And they've come here from MSV Housing Group, and they're going to tell us all about how they're creating greener spaces for the neighbourhoods. And basically, we just want to find out a little bit more about you two. So how did it all come together? Like, what is it that brings you here today? What do you want to tell us about what you do?
Yeah, so thank you. So I'm Raf, work for MSV Housing. We just wanted to come along today, share some of the good work that we do in the community, celebrate some of our passion and commitment to everything clean and green. A lot of our work is centred around MossSide, which is what we wanted to talk to you about today.
Fabulous. So in terms of the music that you... the music? What am I on about? In terms of the music, that's because I'm so used to interviewing people from the music industry, isn't it? Sorry. In terms of MSV and the projects that you are currently involved in, what is it? What are they that people can know that they can maybe get involved in? Is it open to the wider community for residents? Like, how do you find your engagement with residents as a housing association?
So a lot of it is getting out to see our residents. So we do so many different events and going to the people, going to knock on doors, bringing them together. doing surveys, questionnaires, finding out what matters to them. And then my job as social investment officer is making that happen, working with them to put groups together, put projects together, get them connected with the right partnerships across MossSide, across the city of Manchester, to get them funding and to get people moving together as one and sharing their ideas to really build a stronger sense of community.
Yeah. Can you give us any examples maybe of any recent projects that you've actually funded, and what did you see in terms of the benefit that it had on the community?
Yeah, absolutely. A big one that we've worked with is a resident garden space on Crofton Street. They've got a beautiful big alleyway, which is probably...
It's about the size of 3 alleyways.
Oh, brilliant.
So they've had a lot of overgrown, a lot of fly tipping in that space, and we had 3 residents come to us wanting to make it a safe place for the kids to play. You know, knowing that they've not got space on the roads, they wanted somewhere that was gated in, that the kids could run around safely, get to know each other, get to know the people that live opposite them, and it's been really great. You know, we've had volunteer days ourselves with our team. We've had British Gas volunteers that have come and helped clear it out to allow them to plant herb gardens, to get new flowers, to really increase the biodiversity in that space, to, you know, help with the clean and green agenda that Manchester has, but also to help the kids learn about the environment and to just come together, really.
Yeah, it sounds amazing. I think one thing that I think is key is being a housing provider. Yeah. You actually have the contacts and the data for everybody in the community, all under one roof. So the power of connection lies within your hands, guys. You know, it's a case of if you want to put things on social media, you can, but if you want to send something to everybody's address, you can do that with quite ease. You don't actually have to, you know, it's the postman you rely on to thingy rather than a person in the community having to do, you know, leaflet dropping and that being like such a huge job because it's a really big area, isn't it? So in terms of that, you know, that engagement for these projects, the one that you've just mentioned sounds absolutely brilliant. What would you love to see more of? You know, is this something that you have seen before, or maybe even in another area where you've seen someone else create something, a project, like, you know, in the roles that you have, doing market research on other areas and all that kind of thing, and what they bring and what benefit. So what do you look for? What are you looking for next?
I think for us, I mean, obviously for MSV in particular, obviously we're talking big focus is on MossSide for us. It's one of our larger areas, but geographically it's different to other communities we have where we're across Stockport, where it's naturally more greener than MossSide. Yeah, lends itself to smaller alleyways. So we work, big part for us, and I think as Sophie's mentioned, is partnership and working with our partners around the clean and green agenda. With that in mind, there's a lot of different concepts that other housing providers and other partners have carried out, and one of them in particular that we're working with Manchester City Council to look to embed across MossSide is a campaign called Flowers, Not Fly Tipping.
Love.
This is brilliant, and you know, everybody, you know, we all know MossSide as an area does have its issues for fly tipping, and that's something that we work hard to with our partners and across our neighbourhood teams to try and combat.
Just on that, Raf, why do you think we struggle so much with fly tipping within this community? Like, we went out into the community, myself and Sarah, and it was a case of, you know, asking people what the challenges are and the barriers that they face as a community, what then brings down that area and things like that. And like you've said, a lot of them have, you know, yards, so it's quite difficult. But how close is the tip, and how many people have vehicles that can allow them to take that stuff to the tip? And then if they can't, how affordable is it when it comes to the council? And, you know, especially everyone is really, really stretched at the minute. Like, I hate to be the, you know, devil's advocate throwing in, like, you know, but the community are being squozed so much, you know, with everyone. I've seen it so much this week, everyone posting about, I've had 4 letters about increase, and the increase on my wages was 30p. You know, and it is, you know, this is the reality for some people. So do you think that the challenges are financially getting things removed? Skips are very expensive these days.
They are.
And
no, sorry. So I was going to say, I think there's a number of challenges that residents have in terms of fly tipping. There's MossSide's a lot of 2-bed terraces, 3-bed terraces, so you've naturally got overcrowding, large families living in small properties, communal bins, also maybe a contributing factor, even where there's not and people have their individual bins. I think the volume of rubbish compared to the size of the bins can sometimes, for some families, be an issue. In terms of local waste and recycling centres, there are some in the area, across to Trafford, or I think Levenshulme, Gorton would probably be the next one. Not everybody does have a car, so I think there's definitely issues around kind of a piece of education that needs to be done, which we tirelessly work with our partners, the council, doing a lot of these kind of intensive neighbourhood projects where we're out educating residents about waste management. But I think there's also geographically where MossSide sits. If you look at some of its old terrace streets, it's quite an easy access onto Princess Parkway, and from feedback that we've certainly had from residents and when we pick up for some of these groups is very much around it's accessible, so it's so easy for people to just dump the rubbish in the middle of the night and drive off without being seen. So I think a lot of the fly tipping does come from external, outside the area, so that definitely causes a huge challenge. But just you referenced skips, one of the things that we do quite a lot, don't we, is organise skip days. We organise a lot of skip days, so we'll continue to do that. We'll do that as part of our projects, won't we?
Raph, I'm so sorry, I'm so real with it. Like, we are in radio, guys, so when you can see people and you're talking to people, I'm like, the next question is, and then Raph goes and answers the question, and then he like apologises with sorry. He like, if you heard him pause for a minute, it was sorry, was that the next question? Yes, that was the next question, Raph. It was, what are you guys doing to be able to support the community? So thank you.
I'll let Sophia elaborate a bit more from her line.
Go for it, Sophia. How can people tap into this service, this support? You know, tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, so we're out and about. We take customers emailing into our involved customer inbox so we can find out what it is that they're interested in and try and connect them into the right places. Like you say, we're well connected across a lot of the partnerships, not just in MossSide, but reaching out across all of our stock areas. And we want to make sure that the knowledge as well from the residents that are already doing this great work in Hulme and MossSide and Rusholme, and you know, like Alex earlier and all the work that he's done, there's lots of little pockets of people like him that are doing that work, so we try and stay on top of it as much as we can to get their insight of what they're already doing, what the community's doing, and see, you know, do we need to put money into it, do we need to get more resources, do we need to organise days where we go out and door knock to get people on the streets to hear about it.
So is it something that would be shared on like your socials and you know, on the website, or is it something that you'll post out, or how can people find out about this, how often it's going to be and how they can get involved with it?
Yeah, so we do regular updates on our social media, also on our website. We do customer newsletters, so we do a specific newsletter for our Manchester customers, which goes out and that will promote general things that the teams are getting up to. As well as that, we do have community notice boards. So in MossSide, for example, our hub Manchester space is on Great Western Street. Outside there is a community notice board that we do regularly. We advertise things that are going on for those that aren't able to see things online. So we do our best to try and spread the word out, and then we use letters and kind of posting out, spreading the word when our neighbourhood officers are out doing visits with customers, with tenants. They're spreading that message, and then as Sophie mentioned, the work that we do with our partners, we also rely on partners as well to spread that word.
And obviously everybody that's listening in today will know where to go and where to listen to, and you know what they can do to get involved with everything that's going on. So I just wanted to ask you as well, like in terms of when you've reached out to people in the community, Do you find that you're getting a lot of the same feedback in terms of what they want in the area? Are a lot of people from MossSide wanting the same thing, or are you finding it's quite mixed?
I would say just from a customer voice perspective, because my role is predominantly around listening to the voice of our customers, and from some recent surveys that we carried out as part of our customer voice strategy, the common thread between all our customers links in with the Manchester City Council's clean and green agenda. Okay. Everybody wants somewhere clean. They're sick of fly tipping. They want an environment. They want access to good quality green spaces, public space, which is why it's so important that we kind of work with the council to invest in local parks, alleyway projects, and create those green spaces. But yeah, it's I would say it's pretty common across the board from all our residents in terms of feedback.
Well, that's amazing. Like you say, it's all positive really, that they can all get involved and all come together, because there's a lot of good things about MossSide, and there is a really good sense of community. I don't know if you've ever been to Carnival before.
Yeah,
that's definitely somewhere I'll be going this year anyway, so we'll see you there.
Yeah, that was another common question that we seem to ask people in terms of what brings you to MossSide, and a lot of the time the common answer was like, if they're not from the area, it was like the food, or they were in Alexandra Park because of it's one of the only green spaces alongside Pocket Park, and it's about how far do people have to go in order to have that wellness within nature, and in an urban area. We should still have lots of trees because we need oxygen.
We're planting trees.
Love that. So if there was like one thing that you could ask residents and members of, the community to do, what would it be?
I would say just come out when there's an event, whether there's an activity, come out and talk to the people who are really pushing for these spaces, because I think a lot of residents would be amazed at what can actually happen when you all power together and you all work on a common cause. We see it all the time. We have one or two customers who really push something, and then unfortunately, because they've not got power in numbers behind them, it peters off, it slips away, and it's a real shame. So just get out and speak to your neighbours, get to know what you're all passionate about, and work on it together.
Yeah. I absolutely love that message. I do. I really, really do. So thank you guys. Thanks so much for joining us. It's just so insightful, and I think it reinforces confidence within the people that you support with housing to know that you are coming to radio to make sure that you're showing that you're engaging in these projects. And is there a project coming up soon that you know of that we can...
We've got multiple on the go.
There's lots of little ones in the pipeline, but if anyone's got any questions or they've got any ideas themselves, they can email involvement@msvhousing.co.uk, and we'll get in touch and see how we can work with them.
That is brilliant. Well, you heard it here first from Sophie. So yes, thank you so much to Raf and Sophie for coming and joining us from MSV Housing Group. You've heard all the information. If you've got questions that you want answering, if you want to get involved in community projects, be the change maker, make it happen. We all seem to spend so much time saying what we want in our community and complaining about things, but what do we actually do about it? We are here giving you that information. You can find it online. You can find it possibly in a newsletter.
Absolutely.
Hopefully an appearance in your newsletter from Reform Radio. See both of you there in your newsletter with a little picture. When Raf and Sophie went to Reform Radio. Yes, I love. So yeah, hopefully you can get involved, and you can listen back to the show if you've missed any bits of information that you think might be of interest to you. So there is projects going on in your community, and there is money to be spent. You can have a say in how it gets spent. Now, this is empowerment in its greatest form. So yes, stay tuned with us, because we have got lots more to come. Lots more. I am out of breath. Wow, I feel like I've just got really excited, and I just got excited, I suppose. So we are here, Reform Radio, with myself, Lucy Harvey.
And me, Sarah Louise.
You're now listening to reformradio.co.uk.
Yes.
Reform Radio.
Yes, you are. Right, we're going to be right back straight after this. This next one is Caesar with Scrubbed. He is another local artist. You know I'm here for putting everyone on in Manchester while we're all like Manchester based. You know this. So, you know, we're going to keep things rocking and rolling. Enjoy, people, and stay tuned. We're going to be back with lots more. I've got more interviews to share with you, so don't go anywhere.
Seven. Yeah. Chilling in the passenger side of my best friend's ride, cause I'm on a bam. I was in the zones with my bro when it all kicked off, it was a madness. Man taught loads on the road, but just know that not everyone's acting. Tell a man shush on my actions. I don't wanna hear no wassage, I'm trying to get the dough and cash flip. Yeah, you already know, start asking. And we got stars in the hood, but they're not night candies. A man are doing up mileage to get the picture, you don't need captions. I was chatting to a gal on the gram and she wouldn't vid call, so I knew it was a catfish. Gal want meet and greet, but I'm trying to beat like Michael Jackson. And it don't matter if you're black or white, if you rock my world then you're patterned. Southern gal love a man's accent, I had to back up but now I'm back in. Big something like Camelot, come around with the wrong vibe, get vanquished. And my brethren's got a death which he mix his uncle way with brandy. They can't wave with me when I'm waving. Take a shot but I save it. You can't up-ting, you're too basic. Bad navy, woof yo, act up and get faded. Clap lots of you, say something that I don't like. Beg man, say something that I don't like. Lick down a nobody, ever known guy. Anybody can get it, but they're getting nobilized. Jump on the rhythm and I got a hold tight. I be with it on it that I tell them, oh my. No push start, beg man for come hard. The man are dead, it's like the road uncharged. Lick shots, make a boy run fast. TikTok challenge for the numbers. More than you thinking for TikTok. Flip flop levels, you are not hard. Crisscross with it for the jump, just for fun. Might link your team with a bumper. Try keep up with me, bro. Don't let it go over your head like a jumper. I ain't trying to know if you're getting your feelings. That boy thinks that he's bigger than Venus. We on the same page, I'm reading. Man, know when it was sees to get seasick. Old school, Cromwell Avenue Deanies. Man, I'm straight out of the range like Deanies. And I can't hear what they're saying like Goku, but nobody's with me, we could feel embarrassed. Kill a soundboy, get a tat of a teardrop. Out here, rarely cooking with gas. Holding weight like something with mass. Show your face, no bluffing. Got a couple lights now, you think that you're special. But something no, I don't like men or math. But I told man I ain't worried about stats. Better get your weight up, working your flies and lats. A man said I was dead, but he lied, it's gas. Slap it on man, there's silence fast. Looking for a snap with the ice in back. Miss Sarah Pierce, I'ma try link that. Say it with chest when I'm rhyming raps. Hand tight the dons that are flying big packs. Gotta stay fresh, something like Tic Tacs. Air Force Ones, tell them try to dig that. They can't wave with me when I'm waving. Take a shot, but I save it. You can't up the thing, you're too basic. Bad boy, buff navy. Act up and get faded. Clap lots when I'm spraying.
Oh my goodness, the energy. I can feel it in the studio. I feel like we're just giving a plethora of information. There's that word again. Watch someone come and correct me. Someone's going to come and correct me. I know. If you want to, you can. Literally put it in little tiny bits of words where I say it correctly to what it sounds like, if you can, you know. A plethora of information. No, I think that sounded right, actually. A plethora. It's the way it rolls off the tongue. Anyway, we've got loads of information for you. So if you've only just locked in, please remember you can listen back to today's show over on reformradio.co.uk and just search Earth Day, because happy Earth Day if you didn't know already. And what are you doing to make your planet and your community cleaner
and greener?
Hey. We're here all week. No, we're not. You're just lucky to have us just for now.
Take it in.
Yes, take it in. We've got about an hour's left of we've got exactly an hour left of today's show, and I'm rampacking it with lots of lovely interview and information from your community. So you're going to want to listen to it. You're going to want to hear what people have got to say, because it's very important that we all come together and have a voice. And that's one common thing that's been, throughout the interviews that we've already had today from the guests that we've had, especially, with Alex, he's a member of the community and he's done something about it. And he got engaged with an activity first. Yeah. And then he's ended up creating something that's even bigger than that, and that it's another project that can help the community, which I absolutely love. If you're not doing something, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? If you're not doing something, then what are you doing?
Well, like you say, it's good that people are actually making positive changes to create cleaner, greener spaces, more opportunities for people in the community. And, it is something that people can actually get involved with. A lot of people, like you said before, want to moan about things, and they want to say, what's not good about their life and what's not good about their area, but they're not actually doing much about it, and there's so much to get involved with. So get involved.
Exactly that, mate. And, you can get involved in so many ways, because Pride in Place is a new 10-year programme that allows local people in MossSide to decide how £20 million, sorry, I feel like I need some reverb on that, £20 million. Oh my goodness, that is some cash. Do you know what I mean? And what are they going to do with it? Well, you get to decide. You're the community, and you get to say how £20 million worth of public money will be spent. This is your chance to have your say on the issues that are important to you and how funding could be spent to help those issues that you may face within your community. So search Pride in Place on Manchester Online, where there will be a link to a survey. This is open until the end of June, so make sure you go and check it out. We can all complain about what's not right in our community, but how many of us do something about it? So go and search the link and do your little bit. With the amount of scrolling that we do these days, people, that little bit of scrolling time and finger work on your little, 5-inch screen there. You need to make it work proper and make it work for you. As AJ says, I'm the landlord. You're the landlord of your phone. Make it work for you. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love him. Anyway, we're going to keep things moving. I have got a guest. Not a guest. I have got a guest interview to share with you. And I will be sharing that very, very shortly. But like I said, this is open until the end of June, and in August a panel will meet to collate feedback and decide how the money will be spent. So make sure you go and have your say now. Go and have it, yeah? Do I need to tell you again? Go and have it. Tell them again, Sarah.
Go and have your say.
You know what I mean?
You've all got a lot to say, so say it.
Yeah, do it. Do it for the people. Do it for the community.
Exactly.
We should never be afraid to use our voices to speak up for what's right. And we know from reference in the interviews that we've already had, this has an effect on lots of different things, from mental health and well-being to, even the longevity of life. The longevity of life within greener spaces and with access to greener spaces, it does make a difference. So the fact that you're having self-care time, making time to go out with your friends and your community, we have to do a huge shout out to Jules, Elaine and Chris, because they were absolutely brilliant. I'm going to play their interview as well very shortly. But yeah, we're loving it, and I'm here for the conversation. So stay tuned. We're going to jump into another track now from a favourite of mine. And, he has been a DJ on Reform Radio for a little minute now. And he's got a great show. He's a great producer. He's a brilliant producer. I wish I had his sound effect. He should send it to me, because it makes me feel a certain type of way, but I can't really do it. I've tried it a number of times. I'm going to still do it anyway for you, so please don't judge me, because it just makes me feel great. If you know who I mean. Please tell me you
And
did.
she actually did that the other day in the middle of Alexandra Park. And he knew, Roberto, who we spoke to, he knew exactly what you meant.
Funnily enough, Roberto has actually created a track with Abnormal Sleeps.
Yes, he has. He was telling us about that.
Lucid Dreams.
Yes.
So, yes, absolute
check it
vibe in itself.
Yeah.
But, you know, are you wanting the sound effect? Are you wanting it again? Because I'm going to give it to you.
Do it.
So the next track that I've got lined up from one of our Manny rooted people. Yes, it's a big shout out to our Abnormal Sleeps, obviously. You're welcome. Here it is. His next track is coming up. It's here.
Baby, I'm a sugar fiend. Like a little sugar in my cup of tea. Sweet me up, baby, I need your company. I could be there if you wanted me. You could go on the shop, I'm on my way. Feeling for a little bit cake. Come down, I've been smoking all day. Baby, tell me if it's okay.
This is Reform Radio.
Starlight shining so it's lit. Sweet like lolly on a stick. Sweet like honey when we kiss. Late night liquor got me trying to leave the spot so we can hit. Looking fresh like we just come up off a lick. I like my sweetie soft, hard boiled as a kid. Trying to catch a flick, stay quick. I got the dip, you can add the chip. Baby, I'm a sugar fiend. Like a little sugar in my cup of tea. Sweet me up, baby, I need your company. I could be there if you wanted me. You could go on the shop, I'm on my way. Feeling for a little bit cake. Come down, I've been smoking all day. Baby, tell me if it's okay. I'm a machine on the munchies. Tryna keep my locks out my mouth. So I gotta tie him up with a scrunchie. Don't nobody touch me, I'm comfy. Sugar fiend, wake up in the AMI crusty. Should've been home, should've been going home. But I had to get a text, munchies movies in on the weekend. Had a couple sessions, had to free them. Every day I'm fighting for our freedom. We keep on. Baby, I'm a sugar fiend. Like a little sugar in my cup of tea. Sweet me up, baby, I need your company. I could be there if you wanted me. You could go on the shop, I'm on my way. Feeling for a little bit cake. Come down, I've been smoking all day. Baby, tell me if it's okay.
Yes, I absolutely am here for a bit of a vibe with Abnormal Sleeps. I do absolutely think he's brilliant. Like, he's a whole vibe in himself, isn't he?
He is. He makes some good tunes. He's got a good vibe about him.
Yeah, he has. I just think, like, that's another thing as well. When we were walking in Alexandra Park and we bumped into Roberto and Santana Mosa.
Santana Moses,
that's it.
We said it about 10 times.
I did.
Like, is that right? He was like, you don't need to tell us that.
No, yeah, I like it. Let's address the man with his actual name, Santana Moses and Roberto. You can find Roberto over on the socials, on Instagram, official Roberto 1, I think he is.
Yeah, I did get both their Instagrams, but I can't remember what the other one, how it was. There was some numbers in there.
Massa? Oh.
Something.
You know what? I'm going to have to come back to you with that little bit of information. Because right now we're just rocking and we're rolling and we're feeling all like vibrancy in sharing all this information with the community. I'm absolutely here for it. Like,
you was going to say, though, I know what you was going to say. I can read your mind. You was going to say that we sensed the vibe from them.
We did.
We knew they were good people, and we were like, let's go and speak to them.
And you know what? The conversation was so enlightening.
The best conversation that we had.
We will definitely be sharing some stuff over on the socials with this, this lovely information, because it was so interesting to hear different perspectives. And how we know that a lot of people still think about stereotypes, and approachability of people, like stereotyping, like, no, we shouldn't, like we went over to Roberto and Santan, and it was just a vibe straight away. They were actually listening to Abnormal Sleeps, like actually listening to him right then. And I knew straight away, okay, your vibe's right. Let's go over and chat to you and see what you were saying. And you know what? One thing we both come away from that conversation and said was, wow, I didn't think they were that young.
Because they were so enlightened. They enlightened me.
Literally.
Not saying I'm like fully enlightened or anything, but like they really like made me think, wow, like
really, definitely.
So interesting, the conversations we had.
We did do like 14 minutes of recording, didn't we? But it was like,
we were speaking to them longer than that though.
Yeah, because they had so much to say, and it was inspiring, and what they wanted to do in terms of, help support other young males within the community, because they know that young males really do struggle. And I think one thing they kept saying was, it's all about the youth. You've got to start with the youth. You've got to start with the kids. Yeah. And he's like, not just children. He said the child inside everybody is what he said.
Yeah, he did.
Your inner child.
And it's so true. It's so true.
The little story, should we share the little story about one of the young boys asking them for money?
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
Love that story.
Santana Moses said a young lad had come, or a group of young children had come over to him, and they were asking him for money. And he was like, they wanted £2. He was like, they were trying to hustle me for the £2. So I said I'm talking as if I'm him now. Sorry.
I got it. We got it.
You got it.
They got it.
And Santana Moses says, what are you going to do to earn my £2? What can you do? And it was like, I'm going to go home and I'll clean my mum's kitchen, or I'll go home and wash my dad's car. And all of these things that actually bear no proof to whether that job's going to be done or not. And did they genuinely earn that money? Did they go back and do that? No. Well, there was no way of keeping a track of it. So Roberto then says to them, okay, can one of you tell me 2 things, or even just one thing that you're grateful for, I think it was. Yeah. The obvious the obvious answers come, like, I'm grateful for my PS5, I'm grateful for all my makeup. All these different, questions can come from kids. But one kid come back with, I'm grateful that I woke up this morning. Yeah. Now, I just think that is pure power.
It really is.
Like, for a young person to say that, it really hits home sometimes. Like, wow, come on, that's a young kid practicing gratitude. Like, yes, let's do more of that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, let's do more of this gratefulness, things that we're grateful, because it literally, it vibrates and it multiplies and it infects people. So when we are talking about all these good projects, you best know you're being infected, like right now, with good energy from Reform Radio, sharing all of what's going on in the community and what people are doing to make it a cleaner
and greener,
lovely environment to be in. Exactly. So yeah, that's it. That is it. That is really it. I just want to go back to sorry, let me just clear that throat. I just want to go back again and mention again Pride in Place. If you've only just tuned in, this show we've been talking about all the things that are going on in the community, and £20 million.
£20 million.
Oh my God, it sounded like the X Factor man.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Or was it Britain's Got Talent? Well, it was one of them anyway.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? That was brilliant.
Thank you.
Could be one of those ring coasts. Do you know what I mean?
Do you want me to do it again?
Go on then.
£20 million.
Hey, listen, it's a lot of money. And if you're locked in with us now, then you may have heard some of the conversation already. But if you haven't, make sure you stick around, because there are a few interviews that we've got to share with you. I've got the lovely Anne Tucker on the way. And we've got Michelle from the Brotherhood Project. And there's just there's lots to talk about. So, we're going to hear from them very shortly. But this £20 million worth of public money where is it going to be spent? You can have your chance to say on the issues that are important to you and how funding could be spent to help those issues within your area, in your community. But it can't be done if you don't go and have your say. I'm really, really encouraging you to go and speak for your community. What is it you're lacking? What is it you feel like you need more of within your community? We've spoke to so many people in green spaces and they love using them. Do we need more of those? Do we need more community allotments, community picks, being able to go and pick your food and understand and educate people? There are so many people in MossSide that literally know very, very well how to cook. Because as we actually also learn a lot about, lots of people go to MossSide for the food.
They do.
So
that's exactly why I go there.
Yeah. The ingredients, the food produce, what it is to be able to create good home-cooked meals and using ingredients and vegetables and fruits and all the different good things that you can actually grow from the Mother Earth herself. So happy Earth Day to you. If you didn't know, it was Earth Day already. And yeah, the applications are only open until the end of June. So end of June, guys. It will come around quicker than you even can imagine, but go and get your applications in. Go and tell people what you think they should be doing within the community with this money. Get people together. Where are your community groups at? Make sure you're saying, come and have this conversation with us. We're talking about how they're going to spend this money. Let's arrange a topic for one of your groups when you're all meeting up to talk about this topic in specific and put your application together as a group. How fantastic would that be? And then in August, the panel will meet to collect the feedback and decide how the money is going to be spent. So yes, make sure you go and have your say. And then, Manchester residents, what can they do?
So Manchester residents, they can actually apply to the Your Neighbourhood Fund. These are actually grants of up to £5,000 for the community-led activities that are going to bring the local residents together to solve problems, celebrate diversity and draw on community knowledge. And we're just going to make the most out of the new opportunities in the area. So if you just Google Your Neighbourhood Fund Manchester, or we will post the links on our website and socials following this broadcast as well. And like we mentioned before as well, when we were speaking to Raf and Sophie, they are actually open to taking any sort of, ideas and collaborations and inspiration that you've got in terms of ideas for creating cleaner,
greener
spaces in Manchester, in MossSide. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Right, so now we're going to get into it. We've got the interview here with Anne Tucker from Up In It.
My name is Anne Tucker, and I live in one of the small terrace streets in MossSide in Manchester. About 12 years ago now, me and a group of friends set up a little organisation called Upping It. The reason it's called Upping It is because what we originally wanted to do was to up the level of recycling in our rubbish bins in the back alleyways, because it was a really low level and there was always rubbish all over the place and it wasn't a nice experience. However, having tried to do that in a few different ways, we discovered that the best way really to get the rubbish level and recycling level improved was talk to residents around an alleyway, both sides on a street, about cleaning up the alleyway. And once the alleyway was clean with no rubbish in it, then the question was how to keep it clean without rubbish going back in it. And as a result, we thought about putting pots with plants in there. And that way we would be able to make the alleyway look pleasant and be much less likely to have people dumping rubbish in it. So that was the idea. It took us a little while to find our feet and get going. But once it got going, it was really extraordinary and very successful. And we basically learnt how to build planters with wood. We learnt how to line them with plastic. We learnt how to use throwaway items like kitchen bins and even basins and lots of bathtubs, which come out because people prefer to have showers rather than baths. And all of these receptacles are things that you can fill with compost and grow plants in. So that's really what we do. The essence of upping it is alleyway after alleyway after alleyway coming together to clean and green themselves. Usually we start them off. That's the idea. They come to us at the beginning and we go and help do the very first couple of sessions, making sure it's clean and suggesting the kind of things they could use to make for planters. It is possible to get some grants for this. Each ward has an amount, something called the Neighbourhood Investment Fund, and through that, alleyways that are already got going and got some plants already and look like they definitely are happening can apply for a grant and get a grant to get compost sometimes, or also to get plants and water butts and guttering. Anything really that would help people you can apply for. The average grant is maybe £400 to £500, but very occasionally people have been able to get more money than that. So that's the background to it really. And I think the difficulty partly is that some alleys have been very successful and remain so, and other alleys have struggled. And also, in fact, some of them have just stopped doing any growing at all. And that's really is a shame. But having said that, very few alleys are as filthy as they were before they had any planters in. So in some ways, it is a bit of a win-win, isn't it? So the other thing is that lots of alleys do things quite differently now. Some of them have lots of children. So they have a children's area with sand pits and mud kitchens and children's games that can be played at different areas of the alleyway. And we try and encourage residents to keep those a little bit separate from the plants so that children don't basically fall in the plants or pull them up or damage them in any way, which obviously causes friction between residents with children and residents without children. We also have to be really quite firm with people who maybe have dogs to make sure they never let the dogs go out and poo in the alley without clearing up the poo. And gated alleys are particularly susceptible to this, and people do have to work quite hard to prevent that happening. Another thing to say, which is quite crucial, is that planters, whether they're pots or basins or baths or boxes, are prone to drying out if it's very hot. And one of the reasons we've lost alleyways over the past years is whenever there's a real heat wave, what has happened is that people say, oh my God, I can't do this. I just can't come out and do all this watering all the time to stop my plants dying, especially as many families, the kitchen is being used to cook at the same time as the children are running in and out, asking for a little watering can full of water from the same tap. So that has been a really big challenge. And one of the ways we've avoided that is that a few of the housing associations have been very willing to put an outdoor tap on the kitchen, outside the kitchen in some of their properties, if people who live in those properties are keen to green the alleyway. We, in upping it, have been able to provide a hose pipe which goes from the outdoor tap to a water butt of some description. Sometimes it's a real water butt. Sometimes it's just a wheelie bin being repurposed as a water butt. And then these get filled up with water, which gets left to sort of settle for a few days so it's not feeling like it's full of chlorine, and then it can get used for watering. So that's the essence of what it is. In its heyday, we probably had about 45 green alleyways in MossSide. Now it's less than that, quite a bit less. It's probably about 30, of which a dozen or up to 20 are really very beautiful and used a lot for socialising as well as growing things. Benefits of doing this. Obviously, there's loads of benefits in terms of nature, because suddenly there is space for bees, space for birds, space for insects to live. In terms of people, I think, interestingly enough, the main benefit that comes from alley greening for us is in fact less the green plants and more the neighbourliness that evolves between people who live on the same alleyway. So people who never knew each other before get to know each other because they're out sweeping or digging or cleaning or having barbecues or swimming or putting out paddling pools in the heat, or those sorts of things. So those are the activities that happen a lot, and I think that is absolutely brilliant. And I think it's important to MossSide because I think it helps all of us who live here feel this is a lovely place to live. People know each other, it's really friendly. All the kind of rumours and horror stories that you hear about MossSide, we know they're just not true. I mean, there's odd people that are dangerous, but the media picks up and runs with that much, much more than they should do. So the very last thing, I suppose, is to think, how do you get involved? If you know anybody in an alleyway that's green near you, try and go and talk to one of them and ask what they suggest, how you start. You're very welcome to get in touch with us as well. And if you phone up Reform Radio, they will give you contact details with a telephone number. So I hope that is useful to some of you. Thank you very much. Bye.
You can listen back to all our shows on reformradio.co.uk.
What an absolutely lovely lady, the lovely Anne. Thank you, from Upping It. She is definitely upping the ante in her community. Like, Anne sounds like such a community change maker, like perfect example of the people that we've been talking about. If you think you sound like a little bit of an Anne, then I'm sure she will love to have you on board and collaboratively work within her community with you. So make sure you do check out the details. We will share details for Upping It right around wherever we share our socials. So yeah, make sure you are following us over on Reform Radio. Well, at Reform Radio over on Instagram. And yes, we love for you guys to get involved in the conversation. So one of my questions to you guys is, what do you think needs to be done in your community? What is it? I'm curious. I know that we spoke to a lot of people who have said they want more greener spaces, and I think that's really interesting that the common theme across the board is having those spaces. Now, the alleyway idea I absolutely love, because I just think alleyways can be really wasted. Yeah. And now, as long as they're getting the sunshine and what it is that they need in order to grow things, then you could be really doing some great trailblazing plants kind of thing that all grow upwards. There's a lot of, upward growing now that's like, able to harvest more by growing up rather than down into the ground or across like the bedding plants and all that kind of thing. So yeah, I'm absolutely here for it. I'm here for everyone that wants to do a little bit in the community and actually educate the community in doing something for themselves. I love the whole listing of ingredients now. We're all starting to understand that what we put in our body matters, and what can we do to make ourselves greener in whatever way. I'd love to know what you guys are doing to help with a greener, cleaner planet. Like, what are you doing? Feel free to tag us. If you reuse bottles, how many uses have you got out of a bottle? Or how minging is your stainless steel coffee cup? I think that's what I'm curious to know, actually. We're going to get right, nitty and gritty with it. Let's get a little bit dirty with it. I want to know how dirty your coffee cup is, because if you've used that coffee cup for a long, long time, I know you know what I'm talking about. That little stain inside, the one that they say, they convince everyone it's left there for flavour.
Do a lot of people say that? Because I used to work with someone that said that. Yeah. And I thought that was something he made up, and I was like, that is angin. That is angin.
So Mancunian.
Typical Manc word.
Angin. Absolutely.
If you want me to translate it, it means not very nice.
Not very nice.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. But I mean, I just like a clean coffee stainless steel cup. But
I just
don't
like to
judge
clean
me.
my cup,
I'm not
yeah.
judging you well, maybe I am judging you.
I'm judging you.
I'm wondering, listen, just share. If you know someone who has got the dirtiest coffee cup, or, tends to be those builders, I don't want to be stereotyping, but those builders that go out of the house in the morning with the coffee cup, they're usually the ones that get left in the van and then they just swill them out.
Oh.
Stick a new coffee in there for us, will ya? Minging. Anyway, we're going to keep things moving. I've got another Manchester artist ready on the decks. Well, I've got two actually lined up. And we've got to throw it to the females for a sec because we're here for all the women empowerment as well, as you know. So Victoria Jane is here with Sunday. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. You're locked into Reform Radio, and I still have another interview to share with you from Michelle from the Brotherhood Project, and you are definitely going to want to know about it. So don't go anywhere. You're locked into Reform Radio. Have a lovely sunny day. Well, I hope it is, because we're down in the basement, really. So I hope it's sunny out there, and I hope you've got the window down, ready to turn this one up a little bit. It might not be Sunday, but she brings vibes, and she's a good energy of feel good. So yeah, enjoy.
Are you gonna leave me like summer? I don't wanna say goodbye. I just wanna feel you all all night. All night, all night. Yes, I can change your life. You ain't never had a woman like me, so I would love you back. I know you wanna stay with me. So please don't go. Don't you leave me.
Hello. Welcome back. If you have stayed locked in, you are here with me, Sarah Louise.
And me, Lucy Harvey.
Happy Earth Day, everyone. Happy Earth Day. What a great way to celebrate being here with us today on Earth Day.
It's hilarious because she is trying so hard to not be her full energetic self, and we're trying to be all earthy and grounded and calm, which we are fully capable of being, people.
There's a lot of greenery in the room. It's very zen.
Very zen.
Very
I mean,
earthy.
our Raf was having a little bit of a battle with our little tree in the corner for a minute. It seemed to just kept tickling his head. It was a bit in the way, but we fixed that. So now we're all, everything's in the room and it's feeling great.
We're here for it, and it is Earth Day today, so happy Earth Day. So yeah, we've just had Anne from her Up in It project.
Yeah.
We've just been listening to her beautiful voice note explaining about what she's doing to create cleaner and greener spaces. Basically, she's using the alleyways to create better spaces for growing vegetables, plants,
giving children somewhere to play, like a safe space.
Exactly.
On that though, one of my questions to the community, to you guys out there to get involved is, if we invest so much money into our communities, how can we ensure it is not it is not forgotten about? How can we ensure it doesn't fall off? Like, there's so many projects that we start as like grassroots projects, and unfortunately they don't get the funding for the sustainability of them. So I'm really curious to what you guys think. How sustainable do we think this is? Do we need more surveillance on places in order to hold people accountable as well? Because we are aware that sometimes when we make investments into different areas, or sometimes people are scared to make an investment into their property to make it nicer for them because they're at fear of it being destroyed or, ruined by somebody else. So how do we think we can protect the environments that we're going to create? So if we're going to spend all this money in a community, how can we ensure that it's protected, it's sustained? I want to know, I want to hear from you. You can hit us up at Reform Radio on Instagram. Tag us in your stories. Go for it. Speak your truth. Have a voice. We will try and reshare whatever we can. And you can hit me up at Radio Lucy Harvey and
Sarah Louise. I've changed my name recently on Instagram.
Oh, Radio Sarah Louise.
Sorry, it is. Yeah, Radio Sarah Louise. Yeah, you can find me there.
You can find her there. But tag us in your post, because I am all for listening to people's questions and what it is that they think they can do to support their community and create sustainable projects. We spoke to some young men in Alexandra Park this week, and they were saying it is all in the children, like educating the children when it comes to food, when it comes to growing stuff. Like, you can look on the outskirts of Manchester in some more countryside places, and even the farmers are struggling. Like, it's a real problem with some of the things that farmers have to face. And if now isn't the time more than ever, become your own farmer in the right way.
Be the change.
That change.
Get yourself a little greenhouse.
Yes.
Get yourself one of those little mini greenhouses. What are they called?
Do it.
What are they actually called them? Just the little small ones. If you've not got a lot of space. No, it's like a little mini greenhouse that you can use, but it's
I don't know where it comes.
Not a mini fridge. Not a fridge.
Like what?
You hungry? I'm starving.
I think I'm a bit thirst quenched actually. But yes.
So you have just heard Victoria Jane Sunday. What a vibe. What a vibe. She's got a lot of good music. Manchester-based artist.
Yes,
if you haven't heard about her, go and listen to her because she's got some great music. Got a really nice vibe to her. Yes. So we're going to come in with our next track now from Soul 31. Go From Here. Before that, just before we come in with that, obviously going back onto what we were saying with it being Earth Day, Manchester residents can actually apply for the Your Neighbourhood Fund. So these grants are actually up to £5,000 for community-led activities that will bring local residents together to solve problems, celebrate diversity, draw on the community knowledge and make the most out of the new opportunities in the area. So you can just Google Your Neighbourhood Fund Manchester, or we will post the links on our website on reformradio.co.uk. And the socials will be following this broadcast as well. So get involved.
You can listen back to all our shows on reformradio.co.uk.
Counting all my blessings, they don't feel the same. Gasping at the words that I can't even say. Foolish lies been told to go a master pain. Hiding in the great clouds with a pouring rain. I hate my vision, this state, this life I'm living. Lost the road behind me that I've just spent years on building. It ain't fulfilling, but I'm still willing to see it out till the world stops spinning, 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 spinning. Where do we go from here? 'Cause I wanna know,
Yeah.
where do we go from
Yeah.
here?
I'm down on my look, so the small winds I've been chasing. The bullets have been took, so it's a royal flush that I'm creating. The message is look, don't kick me down whilst I'm taking a rest. Be impatient, eyes glazed over, but the conscience is vacant. Feels ace when a king rides with his queen, and I'm no longer on my Jack Jones. This 10 standing next to me has been a missing piece to the fold. I could chase this dragon on a winning streak, but I'll take my winnings and go. And I'll use this dub as a memory, as it's worth its weight in gold. And I've tried to gamble away my world, but the world called my bluff. Raised the stakes to a level, high rollers only, but I didn't have enough. So I made a scene, flipped the table, grabbed the pot, then began to run far away, gaining chase from the people that I don't want to become. Last spin on the table, final chip, and it's time to place the bet. And it's down to this moment, feels like it's a matter of life or death. Out the palm, rolls the ball onto the inside of the roulette. Numbers called, waiting game. If it doesn't fall,
where do we go from here? 'Cause I wanna know, where do we go from here?
That was Soul 31 with Go From Here. You're locked in with me, Lucy Harvey.
And me, Sarah Louise.
On Earth Day here on Reform Radio.
Happy Earth Day.
If you've only just locked in with us, you've missed out on a jam-packed show. And you can go back and listen to it again because we're not that cruel. And you can listen to it again on repeat if you want to make sure you take in all the information that we've been sharing. We have had Alex from Feel the Rhythm in Pocket Park, MossSide. And that was all about, helping in a local community, working with local charities and businesses and university students. He is actually a sustainability architect. I don't think I've ever met a sustainability architect. So I felt very privileged to meet someone with like a wealth of knowledge about how you can make sustainable communities as well. I know. And the things that he's been making, he was saying how he's really into his woodwork and all that kind of thing. And it's about making things that have got longevity and sustainability within the park. So, yes, he was definitely one for people to go and get involved with. And you can over on Instagram, Feel the Rhythm, Pocket Park, MossSide. He shared all of his socials and we will be sharing them over on our website, on our socials. All the information will be there. We're in the lovely hands of our brilliant Amanda. So I have every faith that you're going to get all the information that you need. And you're welcome. But yes, we're going to get into another voice note, which has been pre-recorded from the lovely Michelle from the Brotherhood Project. And it already sounds very interesting, but I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm going to let Michelle say everything that she needs to say to let you guys know exactly what's going on and how you can get involved. I think this is really important. We keep reiterating it, but we're talking about £20 million as well, guys. Let's just bring it back to that for a second.
A lot of money.
Like,
It's a lot of money.
Like, put your money where your mouth is. This is what they've done. Literally, they've put the money where your mouth is to say, speak your truth, have your say in how it's getting spent. And, you know, I'm just really here for it, as you can tell. So, yeah, guys, this is the lovely Michelle from Brotherhood Peace Garden. So let us know what you think. And if you want to get involved, drop us a message, tag us in some post. Remember, I'm still keen to see your dirty coffee cup to see how much you reuse your, your cups. What are we doing for the planet? Are we not wasting them, you know? Do we give our coffee cup to the counter person when they fill our coffee cup up because we want to save the planet and not use as many paper cups, even though they're paper? Imagine how many trees have had to be cut down. You know, Raf was here for the tree planting before, so we're here for it too because we know it helps make a change.
Absolutely, make that change.
Hello, hi. My name is Michelle Gondo. I'm a project coordinator for a local community garden and food growing project called the Brotherhood Peace Garden Project. We're based in the heart of MossSide area on Raby Street. First and foremost, before I tell you a bit more about us, I'd just like to wish you all a very happy Earth Day. So as already mentioned, our project is actually based in MossSide, and I would say it's based in the heart of MossSide, the MossSide community. How it actually came about, the Community Garden and Food Growing Project is situated at the back of a church. The church is called the Brotherhood of the Cross and Star. The church has been there for the past 35 years, and there was an old car park that had never been used in all of the time that the church had been there. So we've decided to apply to the Greater Manchester Environment Trust Fund to develop the community project. 3 years ago, we were able to apply to the Greater Manchester Environment Trust Fund and we were successful. So with that funding, we've now managed to transform an unused car park, which was just grey, dull and just tarmacked, with loads of moss growing on the tarmac. We've managed to now turn it into a thriving community garden, which boasts of a 25-foot polytunnel, 19 raised beds. In addition to that we now have a food storage shed, a potting shed, loads of seating in the space. So the project has really, really taken on a life of its own within the community. Mm-hmm. One of the joys of the Brotherhood Peace Garden project is that the support that we've received from not only from Manchester City Council but from other local organisations that we didn't even know that we needed. So just to give you a kind of a quick overview and picture of how we started and how our journey's gone along. So like I said, we received funding from the Greater Manchester Environment Trust Fund, which got us like kind of started and off the ground. And literally within a few months of us actually receiving the funding, and we started the groundworks, we were able to get in contact with the support of Solar City. We were kind of directed and like encouraged to get in contact with the neighbourhoods team. And since that time, the neighbourhoods team have supported the project tremendously. Without the neighbourhoods team, I don't even know where we would be. So not only have we been able to receive NIF funding, so the neighbourhood investment fund, we've also been able to kind of benefit from the support from the neighbourhood officers, the neighbourhood management team. When they've got sacks of bulbs going for free, they're kind of on hand to kind of support us with those to keep our garden thriving. In addition to that, like the networks that the council have managed to set up for like local community groups is absolutely outstanding and exceptional. So when I said that the project has really taken on a life of its own, it's taken on a life of its own in the sense that the tremendous support that we get from the Manchester City Council and from other local community projects, as well as the support that we actually get from local community members. The most wonderful thing about the actual project itself is that from the inception of the project, all of the raised beds, all of the garden maintenance is all done by local community members and residents within the MossSide area, which has been real beneficial for the project. When local community members actually come out and support, there's a number of things that they actually come out to do, because we've now got a really lovely seating area. So we have some youth volunteers that come out, get involved with either garden maintenance, or if they're just coming to hang out with each other, they'll sit in the seating area. In addition to the community garden and food growing project, we've also, through the support of, Manchester City Council and Moscare St Vincent's Housing Association, we've also been able to set up a food distribution service. And the reason that came about was because the community members that were coming out and accessing the space, it was almost like part of our dialogue, an open kind of dialogue, to say, okay, what is it you need in this space? What can we do to benefit you? What can we do to support you better? It always kept on coming down to food. So because, as mentioned, we've got 19 raised beds and a 25-foot polytunnel. In terms of the crops, there wasn't like a lot of consistency and volume to share with community members. So because of that, we was able to register ourselves with Fair Share. So each week, we now have 2 food distribution sessions that we run specifically from the garden. Now, the reason why we run the food distribution service from the garden is another way of us trying to encourage local community members and residents to kind of be outdoors, because we're always forever in our houses and indoors in front of the TV on our devices. So what happens now is every Monday and Saturday we have a food distribution service whereby we will collect maybe between 2 to 250 kgs worth of food from Fair Share, and that food will be fresh fruit, vegetables, ambient products. We have some frozen food items whereby local residents are able to come and collect a food shop from the garden from us with a retail value of maybe anything between £20 to £30. And they will just pay a token of £2 towards that food shop. But on average, the food parcels they receive are on average between £20 to £30. And what we've now experienced, now what we're experiencing is that community members now come and collect their food on those days, put their food parcels down on the tree seat, and then get involved with garden activities. And the most beautiful part of it is that last summer was the first summer that we actually kind of got to see everything in live action. Absolutely everything was planted by local community members and their children. So mums were coming with their children to come and collect their food parcels. They would put their food parcels down, and then all of the kids, children and parents were kind of getting on with their own different activities in the garden. So the whole polytunnel was planted by local community members and their children, which is really, really wonderful. And on a plus side for me and for us as volunteers, I don't think we watered the garden once last summer. That was all down to the kids as well. So it's a really, really wonderful space to be, especially in the growing season. So yeah, it's a really wonderful space. Anybody that wants to find out more about the Brotherhood Peace Garden project, you can find us at 151 Raby Street. Alternatively, you can find us online at Neighbours on Instagram at Neighbours Who Grow. Please feel free to drop us a line on Instagram, and we can get back to you as soon as possible. But just on a final note, this is just to say that since the inception of the Brotherhood Peace Garden project, again based in the heart of MossSide, since its inception, we've been really, really privileged and honoured to receive such great support from Manchester City Council Neighbourhoods team, and even from all of the local organisations. And it's not just by means of funding, even though we do really need the funding to keep the work moving forward, but the actual support, the moral support that we receive from local organisations, their physical presence, the networks that they have set up for groups like us is priceless. Is exactly what we need. So yes, we're very, very happy at the Brotherhood Peace Garden Project. Again, if you want to come and have a look around, we'd be more than happy to show you around. If you're looking for somewhere to volunteer, again, just drop us a line on Instagram. If not, you can send us an email at info@neighbourswhogrow.org.uk. Again, happy Earth Day. And thank you.
How amazing does that sound? It sounds so good. And honestly, back on the topic of food again, and we have said it before, but we will say it again. Manchester residents, you can actually apply to the Your Neighbourhood Fund, and they have grants of up to £5,000 for community-led activities. So if you've got skills that you can apply, you want to make some food, you want to grow some food, you want to get involved, you want to help build the community and make a more positive energy, a more positive space for young people, elderly people, for everyone, for the whole community. Get involved. Definitely get involved.
Do you know what? And when you take a look at the Instagram page and the socials of Neighbours Who Grow, I just think it's absolutely amazing to see what they're doing. And they're documenting it. You know, one thing that I'm really, keen to see is, we are in an age where we all watch things on the likes of YouTube or social platforms. We spend so much time taking and digesting stuff in from here that it'd be lovely to digest something that's going on that keeps you in the know in your actual community. So keeping on top of accounts like this is definitely the way to get your algorithm working for you with nice things that are going on in the community. Our business GM, they're also someone who supports different projects like this in helping people, navigate how to write things or putting you in contact with the right people that can support you. So don't let anything hold you back is one of my points. If you've thought about it and you've thought about something that you think is a great idea, even if the first person you speak to doesn't even think it's a great idea, I encourage you to tell more people about it, or don't tell anybody and actually just write a small proposal that says your idea. It can't hurt to try. And some of the greatest, most successful people will say that they got their successes from the no's. They had to go
Next
through
opportunity.
So many no's in order to get to where it is that they really need to be. 100%. And, I just think it's brilliant. There's also another amazing thing, because we're dropping all of the information here on Reform Radio. There is another thing you can get involved in. It is the Make a Meter Matter. Make a meter matter. Make a meter matter. Make a meter matter. It just pitter-patters off the tongue. It's like, Make a Meter Matter campaign is being led by the BBC Gardeners World. So it's all about transforming just 1 metre of outdoor space. Now, if you were locked in with me earlier on in the show, I've made you wait all the way to the very end of the show before I started talking about these metre spaces that they're going to pop up around the community. I've made you wait all that time. I do apologise, but this is gold. We all need to know more about this. And it's about transforming just 1 metre of outdoor space for the good of the planet, to help wildlife, to increase biodiversity, to conserve water, to make compost, or to grow veg and cut down a little on food miles. Manchester City Council's Neighbourhoods and Parks team, in partnership with the University of Manchester, Manchester Metropolitan University and J. Parker's Garden Centre, will be planting a number of metre plots across Hulme, MossSide and Rusholme, and we welcome residents' involvement. If you're interested in finding out more about Make a Meter Matter, visit Make a Meter Matter at BBC Gardeners World live, or contact your neighbourhood team, who will definitely have the details on our website. So that in itself, I think, is just brilliant. Like, I think it's brilliant. Do you?
I think it's fantastic. I think
the show has been all about sharing lots of information about loads that's going on. We need to say a big, huge thanks very much to Manchester City Council for supporting us to make this day happen, especially Dina and Patrick. Or Dinah, sorry. Dinah and Patrick. Dina, I did get it right.
You did get it right.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Dina, shout outs to you and Patrick for putting in this input and the links and helping us with these resources to ensure that people in our community can be, given this information via the airwaves of Reform Radio, because we absolutely are here for it. It's all about community. If you know Reform Radio well, we're all here for projects, helping people, do something creative, helping people get out and come together and all that kind of stuff. So, yes.
Listen back again from tomorrow and keep an eye out on all of our socials for everything that we've covered today. Reminders about how you can get involved and just how you can make everywhere a bit cleaner, greener, and get involved with the lovely projects that they've got for Manchester.
Most importantly, we hope this has inspired you to get involved. There are loads and loads of ways in which you can from volunteering at groups through to starting your own. We'll make all this available via our website so you don't miss it. Thanks so much for having us, guys. Happy Earth Day from us.
Tune in to Reform Radio on DAB, digital radio across Manchester.